Dr. Luke tells us that having made the difficult journey from Nazareth whilst heavily pregnant, Joseph and Mary reached Bethlehem in time for the baby to be born. But they needed to find somewhere sheltered and safe for the birth. But Bethlehem was packed with visitors who'd returned to their hometown for a census. And every room was taken. There was no room at the inn. There wasn't a room to be found anywhere in Bethlehem for Mary and Joseph to lay their heads. Think how difficult this must have been for Mary, especially about to deliver her firstborn and nowhere to stay. They needed to find somewhere, anywhere, that might provide some form of shelter, and all that was available was a stable. That would have to do. Can you imagine this today? How would you mums feel if you had no midwife, no hospital bed or home visit, no medical attention, and worst of all, no clean environment in which to give birth to your first child? Can you imagine giving birth to your first child in a stable? I was considering this in bed one night, and what came to mind was that Tony has been preaching from John 14, one of my favourite chapters in the scripture. And in verse 2 of John 14, we read, "In my Father's house," this is what Jesus said, "in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you." When Jesus was born, there was no promise of a warm, safe, secure environment. No place for him. But when we're born again, we can look forward to a situation which is completely opposite to that which Mary, Joseph, and Jesus experienced in those days.